Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Nishit Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. India and US decide to take ties to comprehensive global strategic partnership level, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. US President Donald Trump says both countries committed to protecting their people from radical Islamic terrorism. Talks between the two leaders held in 5 major categories of security, defense, energy, technology and people-to-people contact. India and the United States finalized defense deals worth $3 billion and signed 3 agreements, including in health and oil sectors. Home Minister Amit Shah urges political parties and people to exercise restraint to restore peace in affected areas of northeast Delhi. And in Khelo India Games, Punjabi University of Patiala bags 2 gold medals in compound men's and women's archery. India and the United States today finalized defense deals worth $3 billion and signed 3 agreements, including in health and oil sectors. A memorandum of understanding was signed on mental health between the health departments of the two countries. Another MOU on the safety of medical products was signed between the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization with the US Food and Drug Administration. A letter of cooperation was signed between Indian Oil Corporation Limited and ExxonMobil India LNG Limited and Chart Industries Inc. US. In a joint press meet after holding extensive talks with visiting US President Donald Trump in New Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said they have decided to take Indo-US ties to comprehensive global partnership level. He said the defense cooperation between the two countries is reflective of rising strategic partnership between India and US.
अत्याधुनिक रक्षा उपकरण व प्लेटफॉर्म पर सहयोग से भारत की डिफेंस क्षमता में बढ़ोतरी हुई है। हमारे डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरर्स एक दूसरे की सप्लाई चेन्स का हिस्सा बन रहे हैं। भारतीय फोर्सेस आज सबसे अधिक ट्रेनिंग एक्सरसाइज यूएसए के फोर्सेस के साथ कर रही है। पिछले कुछ सालों में हमारी सेनाओं के बीच इंटर ऑपरेबिलिटी में अनप्रेसिडेंटेड वृद्धि हुई है।
The Prime Minister said they have decided to enhance efforts to hold supporters of terrorism accountable and agreed on new mechanism to contain drug trafficking.
President Trump ने ड्रग्स और ओपियोइड क्राइसिस से लड़ाई को प्राथमिकता दी है। आज हमारे बीच ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग, नार्को टेररिज्म और ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम जैसी गंभीर समस्याओं के बारे में एक नए मैकेनिज्म पर भी सहमति हुई है। कुछ ही समय पहले स्थापित हमारी स्ट्रेटेजिक एनर्जी पार्टनरशिप सुदृढ़ होती जा रही है।
Mr. Modi added that both countries are committed to openness, fair and balanced trade and have decided to enhance strategic energy partnership. In his statement, President Trump said India and the US have expanded their defense cooperation with agreements for New Delhi to purchase more than $3 billion of advanced American military equipment.
We expanded our defense cooperation with agreements for India to purchase more than $3 billion of advanced American military equipment, including Apache and MH-60 Romeo helicopters, the finest in the world. These deals will enhance our joint defense capabilities as our militaries continue to train and operate side by side.
Mr. Trump also affirmed the two countries' commitment to protect their citizens from radical Islamic terrorism.
In our discussions, Prime Minister Modi and I affirmed our two countries' commitment to protecting our citizens from radical Islamic terrorism. In this effort, the United States is also working productively with Pakistan to confront terrorists who operate on its soil. Together, the Prime Minister and I are revitalizing the Quad initiative with the United States, India, Australia, and Japan.
The US President said another major focus of discussions today was the forging of bilateral economic relationships that is fair and reciprocal. Briefing media in New Delhi this afternoon, Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla said the Indo-US Comprehensive Strategic Global Partnership has been reinforced by President Trump's visit. He informed the talks between the two leaders were held in 5 major categories of security, defense, energy, technology and people-to-people contact.
There's been very, very useful and comprehensive discussions on trade. There was an appreciation that trade has increased year on year steadily over the last few years, and that there was a noticeable decline in the adverse trade balance from $30 billion a few years ago to $25 billion today. So the adverse trade balance is also gradually eroding with greater amount of acquisitions that we're making from the US in areas like oil and gas and purchase of commercial aircraft.
The Foreign Secretary said President Trump has assured highest consideration to India for procurement, technology, joint collaboration in defense sector. Replying to media query, Mr. Shringla said Pakistan figured in the talks and concerns were put on the table on cross-border terrorism. On a question on mention of Jammu and Kashmir during the Indo-US talks, the Foreign Secretary said discussions centered on positive developments in the two new union territories. He said energy has emerged as one of the most important areas of bilateral cooperation. Speaking at a meeting with chief executive officers of Indian industries, the US President promised to reduce regulations in his country as he looked for overseas investment to boost American economy. He also said a trade deal with India is in the works. Later, briefing media this evening, the US President described his two-day visit to India as wonderful. He said India is a tremendous market with around 1.4 billion people. Mr. Trump said Prime Minister Narendra Modi and he discussed a lot of different elements during the talks and added that US shares a great relationship with India. Replying to a question on US-Taliban peace deal, Mr. Trump said they are very close to striking a deal. He said this matter was discussed with Prime Minister Modi today and this move will help India's investment initiative with Afghanistan. Replying to another question, President Trump said he discussed religious freedom with Prime Minister Modi.
We did talk about religious freedom, and I will say that the Prime Minister was incredible on what he told me. He wants people to have religious freedom, and very strongly, and he said that in India they have worked very hard to have great and open religious freedom. They have really worked hard on religious freedom, and I really believe that's what he wants.
President Ramnath Kovind has said that India is deeply committed to further deepen the strategic partnership with the United States. Receiving the US President at the Rashtrapati Bhavan this evening, Mr. Kovind said Mr. Trump is a valued friend of India and the Namaste Trump event has brought him more close to the people of India.
Excellency, you are a valued friend of India. Our bilateral relations have been progressing very well in your regime. India is deeply committed to further deepen our strategic partnership.
The US President said he is honored to be in India. He said a lot of productive work has been done in the last 2 days. Mr. Kovind hosted a banquet in the honor of the US President. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today said that US President's visit will strengthen the India-US socio-economic relations further. Speaking at the US-India Forum in New Delhi, Mr. Goyal said investment will be a natural corollary of peace in the region and economic growth. He said India has 1 billion plus people aspiring for a better quality of life and providing a huge marketplace and a huge business opportunity. He emphasized that India is poised to be amongst the top 3 economies of the world. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website newsonair.com. Union Home Minister Amit Shah today said that adequate forces have been deployed in the affected areas of the national capital and the situation is under control. Mr. Shah urged the political parties to exercise restraint and rise above party lines to tackle the situation. Mr. Shah was chairing a meeting to discuss the current situation after violence erupted in the northeast Delhi over the issue of Citizenship Amendment Act. Delhi's Lieutenant Governor Anil Bajal, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, senior officials and representatives of different political parties attended the meeting. Mr. Shah also appealed to the people and media to communicate responsibly and avoid spreading rumours. He also urged the political parties to avoid provocative speeches and statements which could flare up the situation. Those present in the meeting expressed grief on the death of Head Constable Ratan Lal, who was killed yesterday. Briefing the media after the meeting, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal termed the meeting with the Home Minister positive, saying it was decided that all parties will take necessary steps to restore peace in Delhi. Delhi Police has said that situation in the violence-hit areas of northeast Delhi is under control. Police officials said 11 FIRs have been registered in connection with arson. Delhi Police Public Relations Officer M.S. Randhawa told media that sufficient forces have been deployed in the Northeast District and Central Reserve Police Force, Rapid Action Force and additional resources of Delhi Police are also active. He said 56 police personnel and 130 civilians received injuries in the violence. The death toll in the violence has now risen to 10. Mr. Randhawa said Section 144 has been imposed in the affected areas and appealed to people to maintain peace. Delhi Police Commissioner Amulya Patnaik said the miscreants will not be spared and strict legal action will be taken against them. He also denied media reports that Delhi Police has not got adequate forces from Home Ministry, adding that the centre is providing the required assistance.
MHA से हमको कंटिन्यूअसली फुल सपोर्ट है, फोर्स भी हमको एडिक्वेट मिली है जिसको इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है और लगातार जो भी सपोर्ट हम MHA से जब भी चाहते हैं पूरा मिला है.
Biennial elections for the 55 Rajya Sabha seats from 17 states will be held on the 26th of next month. Election Commission announced today that these seats are falling vacant in April this year due to retirement of Rajya Sabha members. Notifications for the biennial elections will be issued on 6th of March and 13th March is the last date of filing nominations. Scrutiny of nominations will be done on the 16th of March and the last date for withdrawal of candidature is 18th March. Counting will be held in the evening of 26th March, an hour after the conclusion of polls. India will send a transport aircraft to the novel coronavirus hit Wuhan tomorrow to deliver medical supplies and relief material. On the return, it will also bring back more Indians following a clearance from China. As informed by Ministry of External Affairs, departure of the Indian flight to Wuhan is being planned tomorrow and the evacuees will arrive on February 27th. Earlier, the transport aircraft was scheduled to fly on February 20th to Wuhan but was waiting for clearance from the Chinese side. Items being supplied are gloves, surgical masks, feeding and infusion pumps and defibrillator based on the requirements as indicated by the Chinese side. At the stock market, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange fell 82 points or 0.2% to end at 40,281 today. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange dropped 32 points or 0.3% to 11,798. In the ongoing Khelo India University Games in Cuttack, Odisha, the Punjabi University of Patiala won 2 gold medals in compound men's and women's archery today. While Rajasthan University bagged the silver, Delhi University got bronze medal in the compound men's archery. Rajasthan University won silver and Guru Nanak Dev University Amritsar had to be content with bronze in the compound women's archery. Later, Kritika Sharma bagged the gold in the individual compound event. The 19-year-old representing Rajasthan University outshone everybody on a rainy day to get her first big breakthrough. Kritika now has her sights on the Senior World Cup trials later this month. In Jammu and Kashmir, the hosts bagged gold medal in the 6th National Ice Stock Sports Championship organized at Ice Rink in Gulmarg. 200 participants from 18 different states across the country participated in the 3-day event which concluded today. The event was organized by J&K Ice Stock Sports Association under the aegis of Indian Ice Stock Sports Federation and sponsored by J&K Tourism Department. During the competition in team target event, J&K bagged gold, Haryana bagged silver, while Maharashtra and Bihar bagged bronze medal. The All India Tennis Association Selection Committee today decided to keep veteran Leander Paes in the 5-member playing squad for the upcoming Davis Cup tie against Croatia, making David Sharan the reserve member. Sumit Nagal, Pragnesh Guneshwaran and Ramkumar Ramanathan are the singles player in the squad, while Paes and Rohan Bopanna will do the doubles duty. AITA had to send its final squad to the International Tennis Federation by today. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India and US decide to take ties to comprehensive global strategic partnership level, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. US President Donald Trump says both countries committed to protecting the people from radical Islamic terrorism. Talks between the two leaders held in 5 major categories of security, defense, energy, technology and people-to-people contact. India and United States finalized defense deals worth $3 billion and signed 3 agreements, including in health and oil sectors. Home Minister Amit Shah urges political parties and people to exercise restraint to restore peace in affected areas of northeast Delhi. And in Khelo India Games, Punjabi University of Patiala bags 2 gold medals in compound men's and women's archery. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.